As part of this series of reaching your potential, understanding your potential, your full potential, there's one specific point I would like to address today. And that is one of the reasons I've identified why we tend not to reach it, why we don't get there. And that is the point of just giving up. Is there anything in your life that you've been given up on? You know, imagine South Africa if Nelson Mandela, in the middle of the struggle, decided to give up. What type of country would we have? He said that it always seems impossible until it's done. Yes, often we give up because it looks impossible, but it's only impossible until you're actually doing it. Do we give up before we've even given it a fair chance? We need to start to grow our resilience in the things we are pursuing. I want to motivate you today to keep on reaching for your full potential and not fear failure. You know, the fear of failure is keeping us from doing what we need. Sometimes we've lost motivation to that end goal, and that is why we are giving up. Other times, we are just too impatient, and that is the reason why we are giving up. But let's look at these and let's explore them. Why are we so scared? Often it is, what will people think of me? Or they're going to laugh at me. They're going to judge me. It's going to hurt me. Yes, we are so scared of failure. And even though we are scared of physical pain, we are sometimes even more scared of what others will think and say of us when we fail publicly. Yes, I run away from that fear at times, but then I have to remember, and that has helped me so much. I need to remember that fear of God must be bigger than fear of people. You know, I've not been placed on earth to impress people out there. I've been placed on earth to serve God, and that must be my motivation. Now, I love what J.K. Rowling says around failure. And if you know her story, she's the writer of the Harry Potter series. She has experienced a lot of failures before the eventual blockbuster success that she's experienced. She said, failure is not fun, can be awful, but living so cautiously that you never fail is even worse. She also said, it is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well have not lived at all, in which case you have failed by default. I don't want to fail. I don't want to be so cautious and so scared to live that I do not live at all. You know, it takes up a lot of energy to keep myself from embarrassing me, and then I miss out on the opportunities out there. Often when I think of embarrassments, I realize that I think I remember it more than anyone else. People forget about it. Let's forget about our own failures. Sometimes I think we need to focus so much more in doing great things that people will forget our failures. And we can only achieve great things when we actually work towards it and focus our attention on that. Let's rather focus our attention on what we can do than our attention on what we failed to do. But put aside the fear of judgment of others and let's look at how we can make that goal which we are striving towards so exciting that that helps us to reach our full potential. When I'm excited to do something new, when I'm excited for this big prospect, I tend to have more motivation. Children has this inborn resilience to achieve what they want to do, to strive to success. F. Scott Fitzgerald said, "Never confuse a single failure with a final defeat." Never confuse a single failure with a final defeat. Yeah. A baby has this prospect of walking. It sees all the adults around it walking. It is so motivated to also be able to walk that they will fall and fall and fall and get up and try again until they've made it. The motivation of being able to walk is bigger than the failure that they are experiencing. They don't give up. When you grow older, you've had it as a child. You can fall off your bicycle 3, 4 times, but seeing the fun that others have and the freedom that the bicycle gives motivate most children to just get up on that bicycle and try again. As an adult, I believe if you are able to drive a car, you must have stalled the car at least more than once. Did you stop after the first stall of the car? Or did you try and try again until you don't stall the car anymore and you have to learn how to drive even better? Yes, we don't give up after the first try. The first failure is not the end failure. If we want to achieve something great, we need to push through that barrier and we need to be willing to fail because the goal, the motivation is big enough. It's like that proverb, winners never quit. Quitters never win. Do you want to be a winner or a quitter? We should not fear, but we should have strong motivations to keep on going. And we need to become patient. Yes, the third topic I'm addressing is that we are not patient. We live in this world of instant gratification, immediate results and actions. That's not realistic. I sometimes get so tired because I've tried. I haven't reached any success. Therefore, I'm just giving up. What happened to try and try and try and try again and again? Julie Andrews, well known for her role in Mary Poppins, Sound of Music, said, "Perseverance is falling 19 times and succeeding the 20th. How often are you willing to fail to get to the success that you really, really want? Again, that baby walking shows us perseverance. They fall on their bum, they stand back up. They fall on their bum, they stand back up. They keep on trying and trying. All of us who can walking went through that process. You are able to. Remember that proverb that said, if at first you don't succeed, try again. It is even more relevant today than it was in the past, I believe. I sometimes play a game on my cell phone, a new game. And you know, in the beginning, I'm really not very good at that game. Do I just give up and leave it? No, I just go back, reset to level 1. And at level 1, the third time I'm doing it, I can start to predict what's coming my way, which makes my response to what's happening faster. And the more and more I do that, the faster I get, the better progress I start to make through my game. If we can do it with a game, can't we do it with other aspects in life? In engineering, we have this term, first of its kind, when we develop technology. When I develop a new technology, I know the first time I put all my thinking together, all my building blocks together, I don't expect it to work. I know there will be errors. I start to look at that and I see what I can improve. What obstacles are there? Which mistakes might there be that I need to fix, that I need to adjust, that I need to improve, that I need to optimize? You can't just take a first of its kind technology and run with it. No, you need to mature the technology until you can commercialize it. Your first attempt is not a failure. It is a process of building and improving. Let's use that principle in our lives as well. Let's look at the first time you are trying something, not giving up with the first failure. Where can I improve? What must I do differently? Let's mature our pursuits, trying, adapting until we reach maturity, commercialization, success. We need to adapt the same principles in life to move forward. That will increase our potential. It will help us to reach our potential. We will become mature in our potential by trying, improving, and reaching success. Don't allow the fear of others to keep you from trying. Make sure your goal is worth it to pursue. And don't quit if you haven't given it enough tries and tries. Get someone on your side that will keep you motivated and keep your eye on the goal. Remember this last Rugby World Cup? Imagine the South African team given up before the last 5 minutes of the game. Imagine if they gave up. Would they have failed or reached success? The beauty is they just kept on. They reached success. They didn't give up. The game is not over yet. You have so much potential out there that you can dig into. Don't miss my sequel speech in this series where I'll address another thing that I believe is keeping us from reaching our potential. And follow all these videos that will be on YouTube and on Facebook. I'm looking forward to see your potential that will motivate other people because you do not give